What's up, everybody? It is Jacob here from the Nerd Express, and we are back here again for our second podcast. And today we are going to be talking about the DCEU. Yesterday we talked about the MCU and the newish news we had about Avengers Endgame. Today we will be talking about how there is most likely going to be an Aquaman sequel because it has been confirmed. I don't know why I said most likely; it's been confirmed. And how the Joker and Harley Quinn movie has been almost certainly been thrown down the garbage chute. So we are here to talk about that today. Hopefully you have a fun time listening and just have a good time overall. Here, so let's just jump right into it. For the Aquaman, there has also been word of a spinoff for Aquaman. The word of it came last week. The spinoff project would be entitled The Trench. The spinoff will be a horror fantasy project based on the underwater kingdom of creatures featured in Aquaman. Yesterday came confirmation of the Aquaman sequel from the screenwriter David Johnson McGoldrick. This is also more evidence DC films have gained new footing and new creative skills. So the Aquaman movie that we all saw in December, has become the highest grossing DC movie of all time, outpassing Wonder Woman of 2017 and outpassing the Dark Knight trilogy, Christopher Nolan's trilogy. And that is big news for the DCEU because they needed a huge win like that. As everybody knows, they were falling over. Their movies hadn't really hit the mark with the audience. People complained about too dark and gritty, and Aquaman just kind of brought that spark back into the DC. It brought the spark back to DC as we know it. And it was a really, really good movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I greatly suggest watching it. It was a really good movie. But anyway, with this, it sparks brightness in the future of the DCEU because of everything. The Trench, the spinoff that could be happening, is a smart way to explore the alternate franchise potential for related materials, similar to the approach DC films use to great effect while producing and overseeing the country. I have no idea what I'm reading. I am sorry. I'm going to just skip The Trench because there isn't very much information over that, and I would like to give you the most updated and the most accurate information as possible on this site, on this podcast. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip over The Trench until I learn more. But as I think all of us know, the 29 Wonder Woman 19 sorry about that. Wonder Woman 1984 has been pushed back from 2019 to 2020, and so this year's lineup for DC is Shazam and the Joker movie. So these two movies look very promising, and they need to build up to the hype. They need to be able to work up to the hype that they have created, because this right here, if these two movies go well, we will be able to finally start up the DCEU like it was supposed to be started up in the first place. And with the confirmed Aquaman sequel, everything's just going to be off to an amazing second start, kind of. So with all of that news, that's really reassuring for the future of the DCEU, because Wonder Woman was a gigantic hit, and Wonder Woman 1984 is sure to be a smash hit as well because the same director. Chris Pine's returning to the movie. I don't know how he's gonna do that. He died last time. Spoiler alert. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. But I don't know. I feel like this Shazam movie that's coming out this year is going to be really, really cool. Nothing like we've seen from the DCEU so far, because, like it's been said, dark and gritty. So Batman v Superman was very opposed for how dark the storyline was, And I'm just not even going to go into detail on the Martha situation. That was just unbearable. But now, if my computer, there we go. Now we are to the Joker and Harley Quinn team up. Let me check if we are still recording, and we are still recording, so we're good. Now to the Joker and Harley Quinn team up movie. It has been rumored that is no longer happening. Margaret Robbie's, who plays Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey movie, which is another DC movie that's coming into play, is currently filming, and that just does not leave a big enough gap in her schedule to be able to start filming the Joker and Harley movie. And Jared Leto, who played the Joker in Suicide Squad, is in the UK right now preparing to start working on Sony's Morbius the Living Vampire. No idea. Never heard of that. Many people believe that Leto is finished playing the Joker, but that has yet to be confirmed. It's just a rumor going around, but it's a pretty widely accepted rumor. It appears that the solo Joker project, the Joker and Harley Quinn movie, have just fallen by the wayside because of these schedules. The studio has a massive success on its hands with Aquaman because it grossed over $1 billion at the box office, beating the rise of the Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. I have no idea where I was going with that, and it beat Wonder Woman. With, like I said, Aquaman 2 coming out, Shazam, and the Joker movie, which the Joker movie looks pretty interesting because it's said to be a much different take on him. It doesn't go much further into detail, but with the little teaser trailer that we got a few months ago, like 6-7 months ago, of just Joaquin Phoenix and his Joker makeup and him standing in front of the camera with the really, really crazy music playing and his Joker smile, it wasn't much to go on, but it's showing that DC has some imagination left, even though that was not shown. That has not been shown very much. Ow, my cat just jumped on my leg. Mother trucker. This sounded pretty crazy. Taking it, the directors, the writers of the Joaquin Phoenix solo Joker movie has said it sounds really crazy on paper, and it's a mixture of Bad Santa with the movie This Is Us. Now, that just sounds horrifying. That sounds ridiculous, but it sounds funny as hell. And you got to give it that. It's the Joker. You got to have some humor thrown in there. But you also got to work on the serious aspect, which DC has been trying to get away from after Justice League was bombed. And I'm scared that the DC is done with trying to be dark and gritty. But in the comics, DC is so much gloomier than Marvel is, and they're trying to copy Marvel at this point, which I'm not a huge fan of. Yes, the MCU movies have done well, like really well, but DC is on a whole other playing field. I mean, we haven't had Stan Lee to come in and make these characters like insanely human, so they face darker problems, they face more catastrophe, and it's just an all over not a good time. I would suggest reading the Crisis on Infinite Earths comic series. If you haven't read it, that shows you more into the dark and gloom. Flash literally runs so fast that he dies. But anyway, with Jared Leto doing a Marvel movie, and with Joaquin Phoenix doing the Joker movie, it seems that Jared Leto is just not going to be put into this Joker and Harley Quinn team up movie. That just went from one place to the other really fast, and I'm sorry. You're going to have to keep along with my rambling. It's not very good right now. It has also been rumored that Margaret Robbie is not going to return in the James Gunn Suicide Squad 2, which is another reason why Jared Leto might not be returning. And it is believed that Gunn is starting from scratch for his version of the story. So, I mean, as most of us know, the story for Suicide Squad 2 was almost completed, and now that we got Margot and Jared doing all this other stuff, we have to have James Gunn throwing the towel on that one, and he's just doing it all from scratch, like it says here. Leto was barely even seen in the first installment of Suicide Squad, which I'm kind of happy about. He was not a good Joker, in my opinion. So it's not going to be a big change for Suicide Squad 2. You barely noticed him in Suicide Squad 1, and you won't notice him at all in Suicide Squad 2. But in Suicide Squad 1, Harley Quinn was considered to be the best part of the movie. And with her not into the second one, and with her not being in the second one most likely, and with how poorly the first one did with audiences, I don't know how well Suicide Squad 2 will be. Yes, it has James Gunn going for it. If you don't know, James Gunn used to be the director and the producer of the first two Guardians of the Galaxy films. He was fired over something he said 10 years ago in a tweet because Disney are paranoid dumbasses and they can't just keep somebody because they said something bad 10 years ago. But anyway, so he moved on to DC, and we all know what happens whenever a Marvel producer / director / anything comes over to DC. We saw that in the Justice League with God dang it, I can't remember his name. He directed and produced Avengers: Age of Ultron. I can't remember his freaking name. Let me look it up real quick so I can be accurate. Avengers. Wait. I can't remember his name. Age of Ultron director. Joss Whedon. Yeah, he came over to DC for the Justice League movie. Did not go well because he threw out Zack Snyder's original script, and Zack Snyder's original script is rumored to be much better than what we were shown. But anyway, going way off track here, and with James Gunn having to redo his entire script without Margot Robbie, there's a reason that Birds of Prey is on the deck. And when I say that is that since Margot's not doing Suicide Squad 2, there's a lot of anticipation for the Birds of Prey movie with her being Harley in that, because we don't know how many times we're going to be able to see her as Harley. So, and that's just going to be up to the freaking stars in that one. The studio might be taking a breather from the character. I'm sorry, that just goes into a whole different mess of crap. So what I'm doing here, I'm liking to do these podcasts offhand without me doing much scripting at all, because whenever I did the scripting in my old podcast for the school, it was very bland and there wasn't much oomph to the podcasts. I'm hoping that'll change with me just doing this as I go and creating what I'm saying as I go. Hopefully things will work better with this. But I want to know what you guys think with the Aquaman 2 being confirmed, and with the Joker and Harley Quinn movie most likely no longer happening, and with Margot leaving most likely leaving the Suicide Squad 2 movie. I would like to hear what you guys think, and if you would like to leave a comment below, you can, or even you can follow us on Instagram at _nerd_express. And I'm getting our website up. Hopefully it'll be up tonight. I don't know. I still have a lot more work to do on it. And if I do get it up tonight, it's not going to be complete whatsoever. But our website, I will post our website link on our Instagram if you would wish to visit there, or I'll post it in the description of the video, whichever one is easier to do, they're both pretty easy to do. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Sorry. So, again, our Instagram is the_nerd_express. Please go and follow that for news about what's going to be happening and news about uh, everything nerd, because not everything's going to be in the podcast. Not everything's going to be on Instagram, and not everything's going to be on the website. We're going to want to put a little bit of everything. Sorry about that. We're going to want to put a little bit of everything on each platform so you can get the full Nerd Express experience by visiting all 3 platforms. All right, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on this rambling ride of a lifetime for the second time, but hopefully we can keep this streak of me uploading every day going, even though it's only the second day. I don't know about that. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. This has been Jacob with the Nerd Express. Please join us next time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Sorry about that, and have a wonderful day.